Hi, if you enjoyed today's book, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you. Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Disney Storybook Collection Advent Series. Here's our giant book of all the wonderful stories we've been reading. Let's open it up and find today's story. Oh wow, we're down to only a few more stories. And today's story number is 21. Can you find the number 21? Very good, there it is. Disney Peter Pan. Disney Peter Pan, an adventure for Wendy. Peter Pan and the Lost Boys loved listening to Wendy's bedtime stories. Tinker Bell, too, never missed a telling. They all delighted on Wendy's gripping tales of swashbuckling pirates, hidden treasures, and magical, sparkling pixie dust. But one night, during story time, the Lost Boys all looked bored. Even Michael and John found their sister's tale dull. "We've heard all these stories before, Wendy," Chubby grumbled. "Please tell us a new one," John chimed in. "Where will I find inspiration for a fresh story?" Wendy wondered aloud. Then it came to her. Wendy's bedtime stories all starred Peter Pan. All she needed for a brand new story was an adventure with Peter. The next morning, Wendy woke up ready to join Peter Pan on an exciting excursion. But she couldn't find Peter anywhere. "He's not behind here," said Michael. "Or under here," added the raccoon twins. "I'm sorry, old chaps," John said, pushing up his glasses. "I saw Peter and Tink leaving extra early for their outing this morning." The Lost Boys looked disappointed. "You need Peter Pan to have an adventure," declared Rabbit. "What will you do, Wendy?" asked Toodles. It was true. Peter was always the hero of Wendy's stories. But Wendy wasn't concerned. "Now, boys, don't you worry," said Wendy. "I'll just have to create my own adventure." The Lost Boys looked doubtful, but Wendy was determined. "I'll head for the sea," she said. "There's always adventure there." Wendy took a shortcut through the jungle on her way to the ocean. She ran under the rushing waterfall, skipped over the stepping stones, and greeted the hippopotamus that lived in the river. Then she looked up to see an orangutan family racing between the trees. "That looks like a grand time," exclaimed Wendy. "Finding an adventure can wait a little while longer, I'm sure." So Wendy joined the fun up above. She and the orangutans swung high above the ground from tree to tree to tree. "I wish I could spend all day with you," said Wendy when everyone stopped to rest. "But I'm in search of an adventure." She would not let the Lost Boys down. Wendy said goodbye to her new friends, then headed toward the bluffs that bordered the sea. As Wendy skipped past the shimmering mermaid lagoon, she heard someone cry out, "Help!" "Oh dear," gasped Wendy. A mermaid was stuck in a fishing net. Her friends were nowhere to be seen. Finding a bedtime story would have to wait once again. Wendy dove into the water, swam toward the mermaid, and rescued her from the net. "Thank you for saving me," gushed the mermaid. You're so brave. Won't you stay and play in the lagoon for a while?" Wendy and the mermaid splashed and laughed in the water. "This is so much fun," Wendy said as she came up from a dip in the cove. "But I really must be going. I still have to find my adventure." Wendy hiked along the coast, past Blind Man's Bluff, heading toward a rowboat moored at the dock. Once she reached the boat, Wendy thought she could finally start her adventure at sea. Then she'd have a bedtime tale to tell. But when Wendy arrived at the rowboat, she found Smee trying to steal it. "Now, Mr. Smee, you leave that boat alone," warned Wendy. "It belongs to the Lost Boys." The pirate grinned. "You'll have to fight me for it first, little lass," he challenged. Wendy quickly picked up an umbrella that was inside the boat. Clash! Clang! Wendy dueled with Smee using all the sword skills she'd learned from Peter and a few tricks of her own. Soon victory was hers, as was the boat. Her adventure could finally begin. But as Wendy looked to the sky, she saw the sun setting on the horizon. It was time to head back. Wendy returned to the hideout feeling defeated. She'd failed to have an adventure. There would be no new bedtime story that night. When the Lost Boys gathered around, Wendy apologized. "I'm sorry. I meant to have a marvelous adventure today, but things kept getting in the way." She told them all about swinging through the trees with the orangutans, saving the mermaid, and fighting off Smee. "It just wasn't meant to be," she finished. The Lost Boys listened in awe, and Peter Pan was enthralled. "Wendy, what a thrilling day you had!" Peter exclaimed. "You're so courageous," said John. The Lost Boys all agreed it was the best bedtime story they'd ever heard. "Hooray for Wendy!" they cheered. Looking back on her day, Wendy realized they were right. She'd created an adventure all on her own. What a wonderful feeling! That night, Wendy snuggled into her warm bed and dreamed about her next big adventure. What a great book! Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the notification bell because more readings are coming soon.